The purpose of my research is to study the Hospital of Santa Creu, the Holy Cross of Vic, a town in the center of Catalonia, Spain. Despite its origin, you can still appreciate the beautiful building very modified throughout its history. The hospital has some features that make it of great interest. First, we have a copy of the will of its founder, a merchant named Ramon Terradas. In this document, Terradas says how the building should be and who should manage it. Secondly, the hospital is still located in the same place of the city. Finally, the reason I'm doing my study on this topic is to know the origin and evolution of this hospital, who is immersed in the city's collective memory and mentality. According to his specific wishes, the hospital was constructed outside the city walls, next the main road to Barcelona. It's very remarkable that Terradas, in his will, stipulated the place where it should be built. In Figure 1, we can see a recreation of the medieval Vic made by Pladevine in 2003. The city of 14th century was surrounded by a wall, and the situation of the two houses of the hospital can be seen drawn as two rectangles pointed by an arrow. According to his founder, the hospital should consist of two houses, one for men and the other one for women, each one of capacity of 12 beds. The ceiling should be supported by 3 stone arches, a width according wooden beams, and a length equal to similar buildings that exist at this moment. In 1525, the City Council decided the hospital administration should be changed and shared between the cathedral chapter and the council. This decision was justified by the mismanagement of the Brotherhood, who previously had been the administrators. At this moment, the hospital began a new phase in its history with important modifications on the ancient building. Between 1539 and 1547, they built a facade that is currently preserved and 2 Gothic rooms, but we are not sure if the beautiful Gothic rooms are new buildings from 16th century or just a modification of the ancient ones. The first stone was laid by the bishop in 1539 and is documented in the city archives. This work is very interesting because it represents a substantial change on the value of the hospital in the city. My hypothesis about the building evolution is that they change the orientation of the main entrance, directing it towards the city. In this way, the hospital becomes more and more implicated with the city. Another change were a new impressive Renaissance-style facade and establishment of an inner space as a cloister. The facade is 4 stories instead the 2 of the sick rooms. In the figure 2, I summarize the building evolution. The first building entrance were oriented towards St. Pere Street on the left, but now is hidden for the city on the street named Hospital Promenade in the bottom of the plain. Subsequent constructions, church, convalescent house, and a 20th century building were built clockwise, respecting the old building at all time. I show you in the figure 3 2 representations of the Gothic rooms made in 20th century. The first one is a drawing of 1920, published by Arthur Vine, and the second one a picture from 1950. Here we can observe the beds located along the room. The construction with diaphragm arches supporting wooden ceilings was very common in the 14th century in the Mediterranean area. It was used in dormitories of monasteries, hospitals, but also on noble buildings such as palaces. It was appreciated for its elegance and for being cheaper from the whole construction on stone. In the year 1547 was opened a window, or torn in Catalan, on the facade, where people could place their newborns and abandoned them to be cared for the hospital. We can see this window at figure 4. The council took responsibility for these children and their nutrition. The hospital organized a group of wet nurses that feed the children. In the council archives we can see the count notes where it appears their names, salary and names of professions of their husband, but not the women's names as it used to be at this time. All that provides a lot of information not only about the hospital and its economy, but also of the big society in the medieval ages. These pictures 5 and 6 show the 20th and 21st buildings. These new buildings was advocated to provide palliative care for patients, most of them affected by cancer disease. This hospital has a prestigious department of palliative care. It was one of the first hospitals to treat terminal patients with this therapy. The conclusions we have that the hospital was founded in 1348 by a will of a merchant, Ramon Terradas. Subsequently, several extensions and modifications due to different needs in different periods that have changed its original appearance. I speculate about the relationship between this change and the new administration. The most important were the main entrance change facing to the city at the same time that the administrators and participation of the church changed as well. A new facade in Renaissance style, 2 Gothic style rooms with 14 stone arches and an inner space like a cloister. The building is still in the same place and remains faithful to its original sanitary purpose. The oldest rooms nowadays are offices and administration areas. Thank you very much.